Hi, everybody. Welcome to kdmoonchild's world. I'm Katie, and here we are at Saturday Solutions. It's that time of the week again. What a week this has been, I swear. Like I say, they're just going to get more and more intense as we go along into this year. So put your bootstraps on and let's see what we can do about our part in all of this. And we'll end the reading with some words of support and empowerment for you. So, to my subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I so love you so much that you are hanging with me through this period of time where I'm doing some searching and kind of needed to pull away. But I can never pull away from this reading, so I'm here for you guys on this. I know what you're going through. I get what you're going through. It's part of the reason I had to pull away. It gets to be a bit much sometimes. I had to go and dive into my creative juices, and been having a good time, which is something I desperately needed. I highly recommend that to everybody. Anyway, this is a reading of finding out where we are, where we want to be, how to get there, which chakra is it that's out of balance, that's preventing us from moving towards that, towards where we want to be. A message from the earth, a message from the angels and the ancestors. And I thought maybe I'd pull a little message from what I was given from my deck, or I should say my decks. It's a set of two. I will get started if you're ready. Okay. This is the Colette Baron Reed deck. All three of these. This is the Mystical Shaman deck. This is the Shaman's Dream. This is the Enchanted Map. This is the Earth Craft Oracle, Angels and Ancestors, the Chakra Kaleidodope, and the Therapaths. And then we'll see what three cards we end with mine. I know, don't look at the little rinky-dink artwork. That's not my caliber of artwork, okay? I just needed something to put the cards in. Let's start. Let's find out what our current situation is, okay? We get magic in the medicine position in the West. And an angel number. Ancestors are with us and watching us, and they're holding us up even though our beliefs and our magic is upside down. Hello. I tell you, there's resin on everything here. Our beliefs and everything are upside down. And looking at her, and sorry, my computer decided to take off on a tangent. I love you, Mercury retrograde. That's part of the magic that's upside down. Okay? In the cycles of the moon, in the cycles of the universe, it's underneath us instead of on top of us. Because we're standing on our heads, trying to figure out what to do next. Wow, I'm going to turn this card right side up so you can really see the image as I talk about it. See, there's a bubble behind her. a bubble around her. She's peeking through it. Her magic is coming out and she can't hold it back. She wants to see more. What she has known was a dark place and she didn't realize it. And she wants to come into the light. She wants to feel the joy and the happiness that the people she sees around her have. Sorry, let me see if I can focus that in a little bit better. There we go. She's got the seeds of transformation behind her. She sees all these people now that she knew. Everything she knew, everyone she knew, they're changing. See all the butterflies back here? That's us, guys. We are changing too. And you see how these butterflies are in out of the same general area, but they're veering off into different directions. And that's the natural way. We aren't supposed to stay where it's comfortable and it's safe in a cocoon. Transformation is no matter whether it's day or night. I believe these are moths. Whether it's day or night, your awakening, our magic awakening is bursting through the darkness. And it's releasing transformation. So many people are going through that. That's each one of these butterflies represent. You have the full colors of the rainbow in this card. All of the colors of the rainbow in this card. It's a beautiful card. When it's right side up, yes. You're discovering, a lot of you are discovering your magic. You're noticing things that, hey, I knew that before. How did I know that? How did I know that? Whoa, I could swear I heard you say that before. Or someone. Oh, deja vu. That's because you're coming out of a place where your magic has been upside down. It's always been there. You've always had it. You just couldn't hear it because you weren't listening. You were too busy pushing it away. You see it. Thinking you are the one that has to protect yourself, when the fact that this is that particular angel number, this is the angels and ancestors, and we've got, that why we got 3 cards there. The angels and ancestors have been trying to get through to you, through to us, about the truth that they now know of the times they came up in. We are hearing them. They are finding ways to force us to hear them, and that's kind of got our magic all upside down. I'll tell you what, being a patriot, to a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us in very different countries, not just because I'm an American. Being a patriot means different things to different people. And a lot of us, because of what we're learning about leaders from the past, corruption from the past. I don't know about you, but it's had my head upside down for quite a while. That's been my foundation forever. and feel real vulnerable because kind of I find out it's not my foundation at all. Well, it might be my foundation of my story, but it's not the truth. It's not reality. My story is not reality. And I'm finding more often than not, my story that I am so attached to isn't the whole truth. And it's in finding out and learning what is the truth that is, that's what we're learning. Those lessons, learning and clearing away the truth, pretty powerful. Pretty darn powerful. It's also pretty uncomfortable because let me tell you, the truth will set you free, but nobody ever said that freedom didn't have a cost and that freedom wasn't uncomfortable to attain sometimes. But once you have it, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Okay. Where do we want to be? This is where we're at. Our magic is upside down while we're trying to find freedom. Yeah. While we're transforming. Peeking through that bubble that we've been trying to break through. Taking a peek. Trying to see the future, taking a peek. Tell us, what is the future? What do we need to pay attention to? Oh, wow. What's your intentions, y'all? That's it. What's your intentions? What are your intentions, people? You even thinking about that? Is it your intention? What's to me in a way to this card? Is this you? Is I clock or a calendar trying to peek through the eye of a needle for your success, for your awakening? No. What is your intention? I went to a 6-hour presentation, event, whatever you want to call it, this week that has had me thinking a lot all week long about my behavior and where I am. And the biggest thing I got out of it is when you were 20 years old, you had a dream. When you were a kid even, you had a dream of who you thought you would be as an adult. I mean, the dream of your life of what you wanted to be. Me, I can tell you right now, I wanted to sing. I wanted to be a singer. Didn't work out that way in life, but I did get to sing a lot from 9 years old until I was like 28. So I guess I was a singer for quite a while, just not on a professional level. Not in the way I dreamt of being. And I say dreamt of because I ended up with stage fright, and that's not even an interest to me anymore. I love singing for myself, for my friends, and the person that I love singing the most for is El Radio, or whatever streaming service you're listening to on your device. This card is so powerful. It's like this great big, this is your higher self, okay? That's how I'm looking at this. This higher self is looking through this little teeny tiny eye of a needle. Now which has 4 other needles around it, but it's trying to fit through the biggest one. It's trying to look through there and say, can I fit through there? And bring all of this with me? If that's your intention, is to go through change and bring everything with you that you have now, plus what the change is going to bring you, I got news for you. That truth is in. The old saying, it is easier for a man on the back of a camel, to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. Now, I'm saying that to you as someone who's not going to quote where it is in the Bible, but that is in the Bible. And every time I see this card, it screams that at me. If success to you is money, is wealth, is riches, and you have that all attained back here, your higher self is going, hey, that all won't fit through there. I don't care what your intention is, that all won't fit through that needle. You're going to have to pare it down. So we want to be in the position of being able to pare it down, where our intention is to be less material, less future connected, and be more connected to our higher selves here and now. This is like the higher self, all of your higher self, trying to fit inside your little puny little bag of skin, this thing we call our body. There is no way all of it'll fit there. So you definitely have to trade out different parts of your wardrobe out of your closet. So to do that, you've got to change. So if your intentionality is you're going to fit through the eye of that needle because you're going to change to be the change you want to see, well, you got it. That's where the golden shine of your higher self in contentment resides. Wow. We need a map. How do we get from being just coming out into this realization that we've been in darkness so long, that our foundation is upside down for a lot of us? I was one of those people, you don't like this country, leave it. Not change it, leave it. Hey, no, I'm not that way anymore. But you got to be the change you want to see everywhere. Okay? So we need a roadmap to get from just coming into this realization that it's on our shoulders, not the government's or the universe's or Your life is your responsibility. It's your creation. And you got to bring your higher self and everything you create, oh wow, through that eye of that needle. So make sure what you create is worth bringing with you. Yeah. Our map is to pay attention to clarity, time, and space, because it's all in the details. It's in the small things. It's in now. Not tomorrow and not yesterday. Now. Research. You'll get a clarity that will become your rudder and your foundation. That is not relied on anything or anyone else but you and how grounded you are. Kind of feeling like you're not very grounded, huh? Yeah, that's me too. Even as hard as I try, today I'm going to go and spend at least 20 minutes doing nothing but sitting in my garden. Just listening to the sounds around me, feeling the wind on me, and paying attention to the details of nature. I have always found in the past that that's where my clarity comes from. Maybe some of you need to go sit in nature in the dark. Maybe some of you need to go sit in the sun. Whatever it is, wherever it is, whatever it is, how you connect, do it with a very fine microscope, magnifying glass. As you're doing your research, look at things very, very carefully. And when you get that little, what does that mean? Or you get a question that kind of is there, but it isn't really there. That's where you're supposed to go next. That's the next thing you take off and research. Whether that's in books, whether that's through meditation, whether that's in a class, in a seminar, watching someone else's card reading. Pay attention to the details of what you're hearing, what you're seeing. Not what you're saying and what you need to say. Just button that lip. Your intention needs to be in the details of what is going on around you. I cannot express that any deeper. Watch what is going on around you with complete and total clarity. I don't know about you, to do that, I got to connect to nature. Next week, I have to go out and venture out of my home, which I don't do often, but I enjoy myself when I do. But I walk, and every step grounds me and prepares me as I walk through my neighborhood to seeing the public and what may come at me and come to me from them. And that is always my intention when I go out, is in preparation and protection and in open to guidance, because More often than not, there's someone that I talk to that needs to talk to me. And that was the whole reason I went out. Maybe I said one word that triggers something new in them, and they're seeing that what they thought was magic is upside down. They're seeing their truth. And then that brings up the questions. That brings up the details that need to be researched. My goodness. I want a little more on the details, please. I think I need another card on intentionality too. On the Eye of the Needle. Give me some clarification, please. I'm using the One World Tarot by Lena Rodriguez and Sienna Rose. I love this deck. One World Tarot. Can we have some clarification, please? I need clarification on the details card first. Clarification on the details card, please. I got a hair tickling my nose. And I know it absolutely is a cat hair. They are shedding so bad. Been quite warm here. Okay, that's it right there. Alrighty. Wow. And the Eye of the Needle, please. Our intentionality, clarification on what that entails, please. Since that is our destination. That's where we want to be. That one keeps trying to stick. I'm just going to take that card. I'm going to leave that turned over for now. No, I'm not. Yeah. Two really powerful cards. Yeah. And this is the bottom card for over here. We don't want to forget. The Empress always is here. The Empress is always with us. She is the beginning. She is new life. This feeling of being upside down, don't worry about it. It's the change that's happening. I love it. Not only do we have two major arcana, two of the three are major arcana, but they're the two highest female divine feminine energy cards. And that's what's saying to me, relax. Wow. It's filling my heart. She's here with peace and love and new beginnings from the old, because that's where the seeds of the new begin, as in the pomegranates in her dress. You're not upside down. Your foundation is not upside down. You have just stepped out of the flow for a moment, for a breath. And the Empress is there with you, loving you with her abundance. Her love is like a stone. Her love is like metal armor. Don't worry about that feeling of being upside down a little. Kind of a bit out of it, not quite with it. It's okay. Your feet are firmly planted. Just the ground is shifting a little. And you're gonna let go of the seeds of the old so they can be planted for the future. The future is hanging out with the King of Pentacles, this wise man who has attained everything he searched for. He's got it all. And he knows it. His pride and his joy is in sitting and surveying all he has attained. He knows he can't bring it all with him, but he knows it's there for generations ahead. There for his offspring. And even if it's not his offspring, what he has attained is there for his people's offspring. This is a good king. His intention to fit through the needle with all his wealth is to bring you with him and to take good care of you, because that's where the beauty and the joy is, on this side of the wall. He stepped over that wall, away from all that back there, as we need to. And finally, in preparation for the details, we get the High Priestess again. Wow, how appropriate. In your search, in your details, she's got you covered. She'll show you the truth. You don't need to worry about what you're reading or what you're seeing. She'll show you what to be skeptical of and what to pay attention to. But to do that, you have to connect to her. She's there for you in the darkness and in the light, because both of those are your foundation. These two women together have got you covered. You want to talk about major mommy and energy. With the divine feminine. The divine feminine is even in the King of Pentacles, because he's not a violent king. He's a quiet king. He's the wise king. He's the king who has attained great wealth and understands there's a price to pay that goes with that. If you want to fit through the eye of that needle into the next level of existence, and that's his intention. That needs to be our intention. No matter what you have, look at it. You worked hard for what you have. You know, I had a conversation with my dad one time, and it pretty much sums him up in my mind. Ask him one time, Dad, do you consider yourself successful? And we're talking about a man who was extremely popular, had lots of friends. His co-workers trusted him. His brothers and sisters could count on him without fail. Yet everybody was afraid of him. No one crossed him. Because in his past, he wasn't a calm, quiet, wise, and peaceful man. He fought literally for everything he had. So I asked him if he considered himself to be a success. You know what he told me? No. He didn't think himself a failure, but he didn't consider himself success either. And that made me so sad. This is about 2 weeks before he died. It made me so sad because he had worked so hard all of his life to attain so much. We lived in comfort. We didn't, we weren't wealthy by any means, but I wasn't hungry. My clothes fit. I didn't have holes in my clothes, and if I did, my mother mended them so people couldn't see them. My family had a love that as an adult, and I hear how other people grew up, I wish everyone had the kind of love my family had. Now, my dad was definitely the king of the household. Don't you ever question that. He was a World War II vet. So that means when he was a kid was the Great Depression. So he's that super generation. Each one of us is a super generation because each one of us is going to live through a crisis that we're going to have to solve. Whether that's personally, internationally, or locally. So when my dad said no, I asked him why. How did he measure success? His answer was, in my bank account. My father worked hard his whole life, even to make extra money after he retired so he could go camping, go out to dinner when he wanted to, go to do whatever he wanted to do. But he didn't think he was successful because he wasn't a rich man. So he wasn't this King of Pentacles. So the one thing I learned the most from that conversation with my father is be grateful for what you have every single day. And when you think you can't take another step forward, look where you come from. You don't know where you're going, but I can tell you what you're going to do. You're going to put one foot in front of the other because standing still is not an option. Now let's see what chakra is blocked from the Kaleidodope deck. Crystal Banner. Yes. Our psychic abilities, you guys. Try to get that so you can see it. Our psychic abilities are out of whack. And you're going, what? Wait a minute. I have psychic abilities? You dang right you have psychic abilities. Absolutely have psychic abilities. It's a gland in your head, in your brain. It's your pineal gland. It's your third eye. It is the center for your intuition and your psychic abilities, your inner wisdom, your consciousness, and your awareness. When it is completely balanced, you have insight, You have a strong intuition, an emotional balance. You're very self-aware. You have clarity of the details. You have imagination flowing forth. And you recognize the signs and the symbols. Pomegranate, the grapes, the heart. The female heart. You notice patterns and your vision is clear. But it's out of balance for us. I don't know about you, but yeah, I've been feeling very cynical. Like, yeah, right, sure. Kind of closed-minded. You're closed-minded, you don't hear the messages coming from her. So then she's got to wake her up to tap you on the head or the shoulder or whatever with her scepter. Because you're closed-minded and you're all in your own head, and your ego will create anxiety. And that anxiety comes paranoia and confusion. And when you're all caught up in paranoia and confusion, you cannot understand your intuition, let alone hear it. You know you got a twinge going on in your gut, and you can't figure out what it is, but you're not hearing it because you're rejecting it. You go take an antacid. Must be indigestion. No, you are all wrapped up in your ego. When your third eye is out of balance, you are ego-focused. You are stuck in your own head. Then you're out of touch with reality. You're all focused on your story, your version of the story. And when you're closed to your intuition, you are only getting half the story because you're being judgmental. Now the crystals, wow, I did a pretty good job. I just grabbed some crystals to pull up here. Crystals to help get this back into balance for you to wear, carry with you on your person, not in your pocketbook or your backpack. Labradorite, amethyst, sodalite, kyanite, and moonstone. All of those are easy to find. All of those are easy to get your hands on and to carry. Okay? Our 369 affirmations. Now you know what that means. I want you in the morning to say this 3 times this week when you get up. When in the middle of the day, just before lunch, whatever, I want you to tell yourself these affirmations 6 times. And then at the end of the day, the sunset, dinner time, your night ending prayers, I want you to say them 9 times. It will change you. Tell yourself, I am intuitive and connect. I nurture my spirit. I listen to my deepest wisdom. I am open to inspiration and ideas. I am in touch with my inner guidance. You can say that 3 times in a row, then 6 times in a row, then 9 times in a row before you go to bed. I am intuitive and connect. I nurture my spirit. I listen to my deepest wisdom. I am open to inspiration and ideas. I am open, not closed off and stepped out of the flow. I'm in touch with my inner guidance. My goodness. Hey, another long reading this time. Gaia, what have you got to tell us? You've got a message here, waiting very patiently. Oh my word. Are you seeing an overwhelming theme here? All of this is talking about clarity. Seer card? The seer? Here's the newness in the pussy willows. The new growth. And the passion in her veil. This seer is completely awake. Her eyes are so wide open. She's not looking with her brain. She's looking with her higher self. And there's her clarity, there's her details, there's her understanding. And Gaia's begging us for that where she is concerned. Each one of you are seers. You see the changes happening around you. Hey, I live in southern Arizona. We quite literally are running out of water. Central Arizona, people are moving. They're leaving the state because of the water. What water we have is very expensive. So you can see these changes that are happening to Gaia. She's trying to balance, and we're using her, and we're using her, and we're using her resources. And she tries to catch up and balance, and we use it. And she tries to catch up and balance, and we use it. And she's going, enough! You have to see through her eyes. So that's why we're going through a lot of turmoil. Feel like you're getting beat up, huh? Feel like you're emotionally getting beat up? I sure do. She's trying to make us see with our heart. The divine feminine is here with us right now. Divine feminine is very strong right now. In my meditation before this reading, I called her in, the divine feminine. She's here. And that's why this message is called Clarity today. It's all about seeing clearly. Through your psychic abilities, and to do that, you got to get them in tune. You got to understand that, yes, you have stepped out of the flow for a moment, but you're healing. And you're standing in abundance. The grass is green. Everything is new around you. And the stuff in the past are the seeds of what you need to let go of. It's the seeds of what is to come in the future. And all of that, seeds, grass, water, weather, that's the earth. It's her. Pay attention to Gaia. Just the little signs and symbols. What are the birds doing? How are the trees acting? I had I swear to you, last year I had a desert bird of paradise bush underneath one of my trees. I thought was totally dead. We had a lot of rain this winter. Next thing I see, there's a sprout on it. Oh my gosh. So I cut it way back, cut all the dead off, including that new sprout, but I also cut off the new sprout. And then I've been watering it and nurturing it and caring for it. And there's probably 10 new sprouts on that bush now. It's not dead. It just went into a rest. So if you're feeling out of touch or a little off, it's because you stepped out of the flow. Because the flow was getting pretty intense and you needed to breathe. So you're either in an eddy or you're on the bank of the water. Or you've gotten behind a tree so the flow of the wind can no longer blast your face. Gaia is the one who gives you all of that. The wind and the safe place, the water and the riverbank. Honor her this week. Honor her. She will honor you. Spend time in a garden. Spend time with plants, things that are growing and changing. You get excited with the change of new growth from a plant. At least I do. And then you've got to realize that permeates all the way through. That goes all the way through to you. So, angels and ancestors, apparently you got quite a message for us. Huh? As was talking about patriotism. 3 cards we have here. Our first card. We get him a lot. We have the Shaolin Master. Whoops, let's say I'm going to move all this down. Turn her sideways. Yeah, so Gaia's kind of sideways trying to get our attention, y'all. So here we have the Shaolin Master. Our ancestors are telling us you do not have to be the predator, but you do have to work on those psychic abilities. The strength is in those psychic abilities. The things that you cannot see. Pull back the predator. Pull forward psychic abilities, especially when you're going through talking to the high priestess about the details. Be graceful in everything you do. Be kind in your movements as well as your tone. And some people may interpret that as aloofness. But what you're doing is planting a seed to help them figure stuff out for themselves. They don't need you for the answers because you don't have them. They do. They just need you to tell them that. Card number 2. Once you do that, you're going to move in a new direction. Move that up just a hair so you can see her. You're going to move in a new direction. Whether you travel from home, no, this is literal travel. This is you need to go somewhere. New surroundings will guide you in a new direction, will help you to see the details of the changes that you are going through so you can go in a new direction. so that you can go in that new direction in grace. And that your actions are purposeful once you get there. That's this let go of the seeds of the old because you're standing in the new. We have the pomegranate. We have the abundance in us and the ability in us. What are you willing to let go of to go in a new direction? This could be literally traveling. Do you want to have all of this stuff holding you back, cluttering you, holding you down so that you maybe can't afford to see the world, see the places you want to go to? Maybe the change coming for you is a big sale. It is spring, you know. This is the time of clearing and cleaning. Is that what we're getting ready to do? Clear and clean so that we can travel. Travel with grace and kindness in our actions. Finally, the angels and ancestors give us the stargazer. Set your sights higher. Society tells us you've been working very hard to settle. Maybe you don't need the most. Maybe you don't need the best. Maybe what you have is enough and you don't need to get any more. No. That's the whole point of traveling. Excuse me. In a new direction. I don't know about you guys, but I never sneeze once. I always sneeze 3 times. Always 3 times. Don't be afraid of moving in a new direction and setting your sights higher. That's how you get and grow and move forward. Set those sights higher. You want to know what my cards have to say? I sure do. Spirit, what message do you have in generality from deck 1 of my cards? Deck 1 of my cards is the word to think of, to ponder on, and to grow as you go through the week. It is the sentiment from Spirit that's going to permeate our week a lot. Please tell us what we need to know. Give us that what we need to ponder on all week. Oh, karma. You want to make positive changes and you want to see positive changes. You have to understand that all this that's new that's coming in is all a matter of karma. What's coming for you is according to the seeds you've sown. Will it be a new tree? Or will it be a saguaro cactus? Yeah, I'll tell the story of why I chose the saguaro cactus in this card. It takes 75 years for that beast of a cactus, that giant tree-sized cactus, just to start to put on one of those arms. Think about the ancientness of that being that is so much in the flow that it is 99% water. It holds tons of water. I mean, a gooey, wet, heavy water. When a tree falls down, it dries out and you still have the wood. When the sorrel cactus falls, what you end up with is a skeleton. Literally the bones of the center of the plant. The rest of the plant rots away, is gone. Gone. You're talking about something so big, it will crush your house. It will crush your house. Let's see what it does to a car when one falls on a car. What actions do we need to take, please? This is deck 2, which tells us of actions to take with karma and longevity and planting that new seed. But the Merkaba, or Merkaba, however you want to say it, can bring us what we've asked for. Merkaba, that's Metatron's cube. Metatron's job is to carry our prayers to the universe to be fulfilled. So, Archangel Metatron, the Ascended Masters. What's our first action on karma? Telling us not to worry about financial stability, because financial stability is on the way. It is here. It is there. Can you eat? You have a roof over your head. Then you have some financial stability because you're paying for that. If you're homeless and you're hearing me and you don't have a roof over your head and food to eat, understand, as long as you have a choice in your life that can come and go, it is not true stability. Money comes and goes. Riches can be gone overnight. You can have a great job and you go in one day and it's not there the next. So what we understand is that through karma, a true love story never ends. This whole message in this reading is about knowing the clarity of your story, your true story, not the story you assume, and know that your story begins and ends in true love, unconditional love, as long as you seek change and growth and understand sometimes that's uncomfortable. That you don't always have to be the aggressor. And when you're uncomfortable and you feel like you've stepped out of the flow, you need to set your sight. This is the sign that you're settling and you need to set your sights higher. I'm going to give you one more card. And this card is saying, see the strength of that person. The universe is there for us. As you gaze upon the stars, the universe is there for you. Your stability is in the great foundation. It is in your root chakra. It's in you, nowhere else. Your stability is in your foundation. It is in your root chakra, and it is in unconditional love. Because love is love, and love is all that really matters in all of this. Love will carry you through it all. Make love be your true story of clarity, and then go for it. Wow. Hey, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. That was deck 2, the ones that have more than one word. That was fun. So deck 2 is your action. Deck 1 is that thing that's holding you or that you need to take action on. Watch your finances, though. Don't be frivolous with your money. Thank you. I just heard that loud and clear. If you want financial stability, don't be frivolous with your money. And this has been over an hour for my end of April reading, 1st of May. This is your 1st of May reading, I do believe. So I grabbed a therapist for us all. We're going to go through a lot of change in the month of May. So this little sweet little fawn just wants you to know you'll survive this. All of us. You'll survive. You got this. You've got this. What a reading. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Be kind to one another, because you're so in your own karma when you're not kind to people. You would grow. You are planting the seeds of what you don't want. So be kind to everybody. Everybody. Whether you agree with them, disagree with them, whether they love you or whether they're kind to you. Because you're the seer in all of this. You see it all. It's just a matter of how close you want to pay attention to the details. So, with that, I'll tell you goodbye. You guys have a great week. Thanks for coming. Hey, do me a favor. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye now.